Alright, so I go to try to post this. It's alright. We're gonna listen to him anyway.
Some of the things I've been experiencing. I do want to point out that as this experience goes on, I start to feel like it's not entirely a negative experience, and so I don't want to.
They got this guy talking hypothetical now. He's telling the truth. He's telling some facts, but now he's saying hypothetically. Okay, man. They must have influenced this guy, man, cause he's like, oh, it's not a totally negative experience. Like, how is it not negative? The fuck are you talking about, man? You used to tell everything. You used to tell us the facts, and now you wanna say, oh, it's not a totally negative experience. It's only negative if you make it negative. Nah, they make it negative.
Speak
They
too
make it
negatively
negative.
about
Remember
it.
that, guys.
And with that said, I want to place this disclaimer and just say that the things that I mentioned in this video are hypothetical and merely for entertainment purposes, and not necessarily to expose or to reveal anything that may or may not be real, right?
It is
So,
real. The
first
fuck
thing
are
I
you
want to touch
talking
on is
about?
that what you perceive, you create. And what I mean by that
This
is
guy
like,
hasn't been
as
on in
within, so
forever.
without, right? And that if you take this experience, whether you want to call it gangstalking, harassment, or just
1
synchronicities,
month ago.
if you take it as a
1 month
negative,
ago. 2
then you
months
will
ago. He
continue
only
to
does
perpetuate
like
negative
2
experiences
videos a month.
in your life. Whereas if you take it as a positive and assume that it is somehow attempting to lead you to a more positive outcome in your life, then you can take steps
they wouldn't let
along
me even
with
post this
the
video, man, because
experience and
he's
try
telling the
to
truth.
turn that
Listen.
into a positive experience. For instance, I was dealing with let's say hypothetically, right, that you're dealing with like experiences at work, or being harassed at work, or you feel uncomfortable at work, and you decide.
The reason why he's saying all this, oh, it's a hypothetical, oh, I'm not revealing anything, is because they got him thinking that he should stay silent on this shit because they'll fucking start harassing him nonstop and all this shit. Like, dude, you don't have to fucking give in to them. And they want me to stop. They don't want me to tell this guy that you can fucking do what you do. You can keep doing what you do, but then he just would rather not look crazy, I guess, or whatever the fuck. He cares about what people thinks of him because he, you know what I mean? That's what they do. They, if you start revealing this shit, they start harassing you and stalking you more than they did before. Well, they do that anyway. You know, you're a targeted individual. They fuck with you anyway. So it doesn't matter if you're off camera or on camera. They're gonna fuck with you either way. That's what y'all don't get, guys. And this is what this guy is saying, that, oh, I'm not gonna reveal anything because I'm gonna be gang stalked. I'm so sad. I can't deal with it. I'm not strong. I'm a weak man. I can't do this. I could tell you some things. Oh, it's a hypothetical though. No, it ain't hypothetical, guys. This guy is being intimidated so fucking much by all this gang stalking that you know what I mean? And they don't want me to fucking post that shit, man.
To change your position or leave your position, there is still the possibility that those experiences happened at that job because there are better opportunities for you available. And had you stayed at that job, you wouldn't have
Oh, I
gone
see
to
what he's
pursue
saying.
those
He's
other.
saying, okay, since this is happening at my job, you know, there's better opportunities. That's the positive for you. Like, okay, but okay,
Opportunities, and would have stayed in a negative
okay.
situation. So, um, like me personally, I'm taking this opportunity to seek other career opportunities and to just try to better myself.
But yeah, don't be man, don't ever be scared of these pieces of shits, man. They don't fucking deserve your fear, your fucking. They don't deserve none of your emotions, honestly. What they deserve is to get exposed. And that's what y'all need to do. That's what y'all should do. Is get out there with a fucking camera and record these pieces of shits, call them out on their shit, call them out on what they're doing out in public for every fucking body to see. Have transparency on these pieces of shits. That's what I
Not
say.
necessarily to say that that will change the experiences I'm having, but those experiences have led me to seeking these better opportunities. So that's a positive,
Well,
right?
that's a positive for
Now,
you, I
there
guess.
is also the potential chance that that hope for a better opportunity could be used as a tool or a means of
That's
control,
what y'all
right? To
don't get,
keep me in
man.
a position of
They use all these jobs, man. They've been replacing people and their jobs for a long time now. They're doing it in the military now. They've been doing it. They did it in World War II. They fucking before World War II happened. They started replacing everybody in the military, fucking corporations. If you worked for if you had a job, they're replacing people with in their jobs with their people. Think about it. We make their money. We sustain a government. Without us, there would be no government. So, or you know what I mean? No big entity, beyond us. I mean, there would be none of it. So think about it, man. We are their lifeline, and they're fucking replacing us with their people, their clones, their fucking lizard body snatching AI, fucking lizard fucks in human bodies. I mean, that's what they're doing, man. Literally, that is what they are doing. And it's gonna come a time where we're gonna have to fucking fight back, man. That's just inevitable at this point, to me.
of believing that there is something better that I can attain, and then thus keeping me in a situation that benefits the opposition or however they prefer to be seen. That is a possibility, right? And I'm not negating that, but at the same time, like we still have to live our lives and try to find enjoyment in our human experience. And so the best way to do that is to take these situations as positive and just like try to build off that, right? I do, however, still want to talk about some of the strange occurrences, and again, hypothetical, merely for entertainment purposes,
It's not
but some of the
hypothetical.
strange synchronicities that I guess I've noticed or that could potentially happen if you're being gang stalked, right? And so some of those things are, I guess I'll lay the groundwork with this. What I've come to see is happening is that it really does seem like this is a combination of the Truman Show, and I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Nerve. And that's like essentially Truman Show, he's being secretly watched by the nation, and he's on a TV show and has no idea, right? And then Nerve is like this app is allowing people to compete in different challenges, and if they succeed in the challenge, then they go on to like increasingly more difficult challenges that people in the shadows are giving them.
I
And
think it's
what I
something like
noticed is
this.
that there is this essence.
It's more of them gaining knowledge on your actions. They're learning from your actions, man. They are doing that. I do think that they are doing that. They're learning from our own decision making, and yeah,
Of
yeah, they are doing that.
telepathy or mind control or neural monitoring or like attempting to manipulate a person's thoughts with technology,
They do
right?
this. They
Again,
do this to
hypothetical.
me. What he talks about. Watch.
But let's
Listen
say
to
that
what he
that were a
says.
thing. It can be used in a way that someone could place a thought in your head,
Yes, this
right?
happens to
And
me.
then attempt to use subliminal messages to have you carry out that thought,
Yep.
like Inception,
It's
right?
something like
And try
this.
to bring you to a
What I've
certain
been
point or
trying
a
to
certain
tell y'all.
realization or certain action. And then it becomes up to us to know ourselves and to battle with those, intrusive.
It was a while back when I started talking about this, where I would get these thoughts, man. You know, it was a while back. I'll have to find the video. I'll have to find everything, man. You know, what he's talking about is true because they'll try to speak to me. They'll try to put some kind of word in my head, and they'll want me to act on it. They'll want me to do all this shit. That's why they try to get me so fucking angry at them. And this thought just keeps reoccurring over and over. I fucking hate these piece of shits over and over. You know, and I'm just like, I'm not going through this shit. Y'all ain't about to do this shit again. You know, like y'all ain't gonna keep doing it. I have more control than you fucking bitch asses do. That's for sure. So, you know, what he's talking about is not totally off. I have had some shit happen to me like that. Like this shit just like a conversation, like somebody trying to actually conversate with me, and I'm sitting here like, you know what I mean? Like there's another person inside or something, like a split personality. Like I've told y'all about this, where um, I know the trigger. I know when my bad side is out. I know when my good side is out. Sometimes I'm just me, I guess you could say, but sometimes there's this good side and bad side that like it's like a switch. It just switches from either or, you know, like the bad or the good. Like I'm these people, man. I'm these things, and it's like there's some kind of trigger. Like I can feel the trigger, and it's like my brain just switches from this person to this person. Like it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I mean I've been diagnosed with split personality disorder, but I've gained more control, you know, through all these experiences with these piece of shit gang stalkers and Illuminati wannabes and shit. Like I've gained something from this, so I guess that is a positive. But still, man, these motherfuckers, there's nothing positive about them. That's my point. So don't show any fucking mercy, cause they're not gonna show us mercy, man. They're gonna have anti-human forces come up in this shit, and they're gonna fucking kill us all off. Y'all don't get it, man. Even if you do go along with these piece of shits, you're gonna die either way. So go ahead, you know, be the dumbass, cause that's what you're gonna fucking be. You're gonna be a jackass, then fucking by all means, get killed like one, cause that's what's gonna happen. You go along with these fucks, you're gonna die, man. It's just
thoughts and overcome what's
you're
being
dumbasses, man.
fed to us, right? So it really comes down to, I think there's a difficulty that you have to overcome where it's like knowing your own thoughts versus thoughts that can be placed into
And
your head.
and and the thing with the thoughts being inserted into your head and all this subliminal messaging and all that shit, that's what I was talking about, the program. I call it the program because it's like some kind of fucking system that they created, or line of code, I guess you could say. Not hypothetically, what's the other word for it? Metaphorically, it's like some kind of code, and you're just adding to the code. You are a part of the code, you know, because this shit's subliminally messaging you, and you follow along with this coding type shit. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe like, let's say there's like a a handler, whatever the fuck, right? And then he's trying to handle you by, you know, using this technology or the chip in your head, whatever, to manipulate you into going along with this program. That's what I was trying to say to y'all for a while now, and he's basically telling us, you know, it might be thought insert. I think it is. I think it's the chip. You know, they've been trying lately to stop me from talking about the chip, or spread misinformation on my channel through the comments. They were like, "Oh, I don't have a chip, but I'm targeted." Like, dude, shut up, man. Just shut up. Like they want to try to make these things definite. They want to fucking spread misinformation. They want to throw you off. Don't let them. What you know now, keep that right there where it's at.
And you might have to ask yourself, like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't really resonate with who I am as a person. where is this intent coming from? Where
Exactly.
is this idea coming from?
That's
And when you feel that,
he's talking about, like, you feel like you're changing into this other person, like you're doing stuff you wouldn't normally do. Exactly how I am, how I feel sometimes.
you have to start to kind of
Exactly.
correct yourself and realize that it's possible that that
They're
idea
trying to
is not
influence your
natural.
action
That idea is
because,
not really coming from you,
yep.
and you have to push away from it, or pull away from it, and just like ignore
Fighting it
that,
is
right, and do
pointless.
something
What you
positive.
do is you just roll with it, and then what you do is you improve on it, and you won't have that problem anymore. Don't fight it, just improve on that. Like, be aware of it and improve on it.
In turn, um, let's look at the possibility that maybe things are not what we perceive them to be. I've mentioned this in videos before, but we as an individual, right? Your life simply begins one day, and you were born to people that were here on earth before you, and you interact typically with people that were here on earth before you, right?
I've thought of this too,
And
actually.
even people that were born after you, if you didn't actually like see their birth, and you haven't been around them their entire life, then there are experiences that they've had that you were unaware of. So
True.
people could have
I've thought of
secret
this.
knowledge about the operating, like the way that the world operates.
The game. This guy. He talks a lot like I would. Like, he's aware. He's really aware of everything. He's like me. He thinks kind of like me a little bit. It's weird, but it's a good thing because he's the good side of me. I'll tell you that right now, because I ain't gonna take shit.
That we as targeted individuals, just for lack of a better term, that we don't know, or we're not aware of, right? So let's say, just for hypothetical entertainment purposes, of course, let's say that people were, for instance,
It's not
capable of being
hypothetical.
reborn, or maintaining the wisdom and the knowledge that they had developed in a previous life. And before they died, somehow were able to transfer that knowledge into a new body, or maintain that knowledge, right?
Well,
and,
it's
and
not
be born again.
hypothetical because they do
That would
have
allow them the
reborn. It's a chip.
opportunity to live multiple lifetimes, and to
It's a chip. It's
attain
cloning.
an unimaginable amount of knowledge throughout those multiple lifetimes, which would then explain why certain people would have the know-how of like how to use telepathy and how to use other psychic abilities, or
It's
even just
possible.
really advanced technology that common people like us,
It's a
let's
chip.
say that
Cloning.
maybe it's our first time incarnating on earth, or it's our first time going through this
He
life,
must not be aware
and
of
we
that
don't have that
information.
know-how, we don't have that understanding that they possess. So to them, we're just the rookies, right? And with being the rookies, we get like this hazing, right? This telepathic mind control hazing. And I laugh because it's crazy, it sounds crazy, but if you're a target individual, you probably can resonate with what I'm saying, you probably can relate. You're like, that makes a little bit of sense. And so they have this superior knowledge, and then they can use abilities that we've been brought up to believe don't exist, and maybe even might attain some knowledge of before we die. And then who knows, like if you're on the end, you might get brought back, or you might be able to pass on your consciousness to another body, like the movie Selfless, where the rich guy like purchases a new body, and he gets to upload his consciousness into that body. So, and I'm not gonna really go into
Jeff
that, but
Bezos
I've
wants
definitely
to
seen
do
some
that
shit that
shit.
kind of makes me believe that that is a possibility on Earth right now with the current technology that we possess. And it's just, again, it's not public knowledge, right? But the people that have been around the block a few times know how to do that, and it's common for them, right? They don't even bat an eyelash. Like for us, we're like, "Holy crap, that's real? What?" But for them, they know, and it's just like, okay, the rookies, they come into Earth, don't know what's going on, and then we play this game, right? They play this game with us, and so you could be walking down the street, and
See the way I see it. If they really do have a hold of our nukes, like they say that they do, it's just one big game. Then, it's more of a chessboard, and they're just doing it over and over again. That's what I think. Like, because Cause they say this technology's been been around forever, right? I mean, that's my, now that's a hypothetical that you know that they've done this before over and over, and they played with humanity like this. They play it like a fucking chess game, and they've done this predictive, programming this program that that can predict you and all this shit, man. All this bullshit, man. All this BS. It's bullshit. I don't even like saying bullshit anymore because, with you got the bull with the horns and fucking yeah. Anyway, y'all know what I mean. But yeah, this whole devil worshipping shit. But yeah, so this, yeah, yeah, just yeah,
There's 3 or 4 people, and they're each trying to send a subconscious message to you to have you carry out an action just for entertainment, right? So let's say that there's viewers that somehow people have come into your life and are constantly watching you, right? Watching your every action. And then there's
that's my YouTube channel, full of fucking gang stalkers.
other people that kind of get to play the game.
Yeah.
And so the people that are playing the game get to walk amongst you and and try to infiltrate your mind and try to get you to carry out certain actions to entertain the viewers, right?
They do. They do that.
So let's say that like that's the game that we're playing, right? I mean, essentially that would break down the entire gang stalking concept. Is that it's just like people watch, people interact, right? So you have a game, essentially. You have society, and then you have people with know-how and people that are new to it, and then those. So you can even break it down into tiers, right? Let's say people are paying for this, and maybe that's why they even allow new people to come into existence, is because it's somehow like extremely valuable, right? If you have a rookie, and then you can have like different tiers of payment, and people pay to get detailed information of what this person does every day, to like watch them every day. People pay to interact with this person, or people pay to have access to this person's thoughts. And so the higher up you go, the higher ups might be able to monitor our thoughts and then communicate that information to the lower ranks. Are they all just kind of
manipulate this guy into talking about hypotheticals, not expose? He said that. Literally said, "This isn't to expose anyone or anything, whatever the fuck." And I'm like, dude, this. I mean, y'all saw it, y'all heard him, but dude, you're basically talking about these people trying to influence you to stop talking about this shit, or make you think that this shit is something else other than what it actually is, and all this shit. That's what they've done. That shit to me too. Same with me. Trying to influence your fucking mind, your decisions, and everything else.
this game together where like, okay, I'm higher up, I know everything this person does, but I'm gonna kind of pit that information. I'm gonna use it to my advantage and put it against the people that are actively like engaging with this person, right? So
so that's what they do, is by circumstances as well. They'll fucking do people that are unrelated to you, and they'll use those circumstances against you. Like let's say they know that you're gonna be here at a specific time, they're gonna put someone else there at a specific time to cause problems for you or something like this. They've had these females that they were acting out like they were crying or some shit one time off 1322 Brownlee Ave here in Las Cruces. I was staying over there, right? One time these females came by and they were crying, oh, ba, ba, ba. It was all an act. What they wanted to do is get my attention, and then when I fucking told them to leave, she started looking at my bike, right? Like my electric bike. The next day it was gone. That was them. That was the Illuminati fucking gang stalking wannabe fucking piece of shits. Okay? All I could sense from that whore was fear and contempt for me. So anyway, she was smiling, fucking looked over at the bike and then left. She told somebody to come and steal that shit. They came and stole it. Then this guy Brett was supposed to be my friend, right? They've been using him for the longest time, and I didn't even notice it. until I fucking started noticing how they started gang stalking me. You know, like when I started my videos, I didn't know anything about gang stalk. Something just told me I should start making videos. That was about 2 years ago, a year ago, some shit, right? So a year ago, I didn't know he was in it, and then, but he was in it a year ago, 2 years ago. Not the time frame I thought he was in it, right? Like, cause, cause they were using him. There was a lot of things that I realized, and he would talk about all this shit. Oh, there's a black guy over there at your camp or something. Oh, I want to see your camp. I want to be inserted into your life, man. I want to come over here and live with you. I want to watch you. I want to do this. Oh, you should talk to this female. Oh, I have a girlfriend now. Oh, you should go talk to this female. Oh, yeah, go. Oh, I need to talk to a female. I have a girlfriend, but I want to talk to a female. Dude, I never really noticed all this shit that he would talk about, all this shit he would do, until I realized that I was being gang stalked, and then a little later after that, I realized that he was in on it. Like, they use these people, man, to influence your decisions and everything else, too. They use them like that. And this guy, man, Brett Reese, he said he had a gun held up to his head. My sister had a gun held up to her head by these piece of shits, you know? So,
We can all kind of try to
continue.
infiltrate this person's mind and have them act out different ways and see who can win, right? Whatever winning is. Maybe it's getting this person to kill themselves. Maybe it's getting this person to
Yeah.
become
Mostly
a
it's
better
you
individual
getting
and,
yourself
you know,
killed. Like,
develop
they want
a
you to
career and
die.
have a good life. Like,
If you're exposing this shit, that's what they want. I'm gonna copy this link and share it. But yeah, see that's what they do, man. That's
who's to say, right? I'm not in on that side. Um, but that definitely.
But yeah, they if you're exposing this shit, they don't like you to be alive. They if you're not a part of the game anymore after that. They don't want you to be, because you're telling the truth, you're telling facts on these piece of shits, and they don't like it, man. Because you're sticking to those facts. You're not just gonna go by what someone else says. You figured it out yourself, okay? And they don't like that. Like I said, they don't like that because you will fucking know the fucking facts if you think for yourself. And that's why I always tell y'all that. Think for yourself.
To me makes sense, and it kind of plays a part as just from what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing. I've
They want you to be a part of the collective. Okay? They want you to be a part of their little parasitic fucking disgusting games, man. That's what they want. That's what they want. They want you to be in the club. And if you're not in the club, you're a dead man. They don't want you alive.
kind of like dabbled in a little bit of travel to, you know, local areas or like outside my local area, and just to see, you know, does this experience still occur? And the experience still occurs in a way that it's like, okay, I know that it's not, this is ingrained in society in some way. It's not like a couple of people with a grudge went out and they talked to everybody in the state and the state next to this state, and they got all these people involved, and every time I walk into a gas station or a hotel or anything like that, they're immediately like, oh, this guy, he's, you know, one of the guys that we're supposed to be effing with
Yeah,
or whatever, right?
exactly.
It's more so like somehow this is ingrained in society to the point that no matter where you go, the people that are there already can already tell that
It's
you're on
both.
the outside, right? That you're not necessarily one of them. And I mean, I could go in on how that works and what I've seen. Um, but essentially, I mean, I would imagine that maybe there's even like a telepathic call sign.
What he's saying, what he's trying to say is, okay, so this is how this works. Let's say they fucking send a message to this guy over here. They're gang stalking this guy over here. Not me, just this guy over here, right? Okay, let's say they've been signaling over and over and over to this guy. Gang stalking, putting his thoughts out. Like, let's say they can read his mind. Let's say oh my gosh, I don't know. Let's say he keeps thinking about how enchiladas would be so good with Coca Cola. Let's just say that, you know? Okay, so they keep sending him messages through the environment. Coca Cola with enchiladas, right? Let's say I'm against Coca Cola and enchiladas. I don't want it. I don't want it. Well, he's gonna show. Let's say I start talking about it because I started doing it. Okay, so yeah, okay, so he enchiladas Coca Cola, right? It's stupid, stupidest shit ever. But yeah, they're flying over me right now. So well, he likes that. I don't. Okay, he starts wearing a hat that says I love enchiladas, right? Well, he loves enchiladas, and he's gonna tell the whole world through the environment with his hat that he loves enchiladas because the gang stalkers over there told him that he has to like enchiladas, right? Well, I don't. And after he heard that, he started wearing that hat. That's how it is. It's all based on you. Like what you say to that person or whatever. What he knows is that the Illuminati exists, right? Well, as soon as you go to mention the Illuminati, he's gonna display his loyalty because he doesn't want to be gang stalked into the shit. He doesn't want to keep being gang stalked. And that's how they do it. They use these people around me against me, trying to gang stalk all them into the shit. They've been doing it to these people over here working on these houses. They've been trying to get them to come over here and fuck with me. They've been trying to get people over here on the other side of the gully over here on the river, trying to get them in on it. They did for a little while because he started fucking as soon as this guy in a diesel, this diesel truck, man, he would keep going by. He would keep going by, man. He would stop after a little while, but he would keep going by, and it would be to get this other guy over here across the gully to turn on his diesel because he has a diesel. He actually, I can hear him parking and everything. He has a diesel truck, and then he'll fucking turn on his diesel truck and he'll start fucking, yeah, straight up. They got this fucking guy in on it. Dude, it's all based on what you say, what you do, you know, and what you know. Because if you talk about what you know, then they're gonna fucking start repelling that. They're gonna start repelling. They don't want you to talk about it. They want you to join them. They don't want you. Silence is their weapon. Silence is their weapon. That's what you don't get, man. That's how they work. All based on what they know and you know. So if you go to start talking about it, and what they know is that the Illuminati exists and that they're gonna come after them if you start exposing it. So they're refusing to go along with me exposing them. So they choose to go with the Illuminati. He's almost right. He's almost right. It is engraved into society, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to go along with these piece of shits. You really don't. So I mean, think for yourself, guys.
Right?
Here
Like
we
there's
go.
something that when they walk in, they like Zulu, right? And they think that and they communicate that to each other, and then that lets them know, like, oh yeah, just another day. Just
Well, they know about it. They know that this guy exposes this shit, and they hear about it. They might watch your YouTube videos, and then they react to it. They were told to say this, and this, or do this, and this, and through these gang stalking piece of shits, or through some kind of message they sent on their phone, or keep sending on their phone, or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. It could be a phone call. It could just be that one phone call over and over and over and over and over, and they're trying to tell you something. Or just like them with my computer, like every time I turn it on, they fucking start going by. They don't go by unless I turn on that fucking computer now. Like nowadays, for now, until they have some other message they want to send me. Dude, y'all, y'all just, that's it. That's what it is. I mean,
another guy. When you walk in, or when I
some of them are directly in on it. Like they are actually out there in the field fucking with people, like, and they actually enjoy it. Like, and then there's some that aren't in on it, like a rookie. You talking about a rookie? Well, he's not. He wasn't really born into the shit. He doesn't really do that shit. Like, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but yeah, they have some that are in on that fucking agenda that know more than the others, and that's what they do. They bring them in on it. They tried to bring me in on it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They started texting me, "Oh, you like that piano music?" When I was talking to a friend about this shit, and then they would come up to my while I stayed in a house. It was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like this. It was back in 2018, so that was about 4 years ago. Okay, so anyway, so what wound up happening is there was this woman that would stay in this other room. We were sharing the rent. We were, and they would go to her mailbox over there, and they would be talking real loud like they do me, like over here at my camp. They fucking will talk real loud to get my attention. That's what they do. No lie. They'll fucking talk real loud, and then when I go out there, I'll look crazy because you know what I mean. I'll start recording their stupid bitch asses. They talk loud on purpose every fucking time that they go by my camp, man. They do it on purpose. It's what they do. You will notice it. You'll notice that the tone that they use is different from a regular person's tone of voice, dude. There's nothing normal about it. And then they'll talk about some random shit, or maybe they'll be alone. They'll be alone. They'll just be. They won't even be walking their dog or anything. They'll just be walking, and then they'll start talking real fucking loud for no reason other than get my attention. That's what they do, guys. No lie.
talking or whatever, hypothetically, we don't have
And they'll fucking make me look crazy because I can't capture them talking real fucking loud, But I have caught them before when they were on motorcycles and they parked. They actually almost burned down the fucking. They actually almost started a fire over there, which is funny because their exhaust, I think, hit the grass, or the grass was hitting the exhaust over there, and they burned a patch over there on the ground whenever they parked on their dirt bikes and shit, or just like had it idling, just sitting there. And they got off the dirt bikes and started talking to each other real fucking loud, trying to get my attention, trying to red pill me and shit. It's
that
funny.
knowledge, and
It's
therefore
funny but
immediately,
fucked up, but funny at the
those that
same
are
time, man.
aware are they then know like, oh, okay, that's one of the ones that's a rookie, right? And I mean, I've seen some things, right? Like I've seen where they attempt to do they try to like gauge your peripheral vision, and they do things like right outside your peripheral vision to try and like gauge what you can see. I think it's twofold: one, so that they can communicate with each other and like do sly shit because it's just kind of like self-rewarding for them, just like right outside of your
They're
vision.
they're
And
fucking
then
pathetic,
two, it's
honestly.
to also just cause like that stimuli and just like make you uncomfortable, right?
They're
One thing I
pathetic.
did notice that was really strange is that it's almost like
They do this
there's
shit
definitely some
too.
communication between them that is it's not on a device, and it's not just like it's not like texting, it's not talking, but there's a way that they know almost what you're thinking and what you're looking at, right,
Yeah.
without even having a device
Yep.
in their hand. And then they can
Yep. And that's what I was thinking. I was trying to tell you. I was thinking that it's the DNA, the antenna. They say that the DNA is an antenna, and they're able to fucking gauge your intentions, your not exactly what do they call that? Right before you make a decision, like your gosh, they have a word for it. It's like as soon as you go, like as soon as you're about to do it, it's like your mind telling your body to. It's like before your mind tells your body to go to look, and then all of a sudden there they are. They're able to like predict or to monitor your thoughts so much to the extent that they're able to know when you're going to look at something, or if you're looking at something, or if something is hurting you, or uh, if you enjoy something. They hate when you enjoy something. I don't give a fuck. I used to care, like, well, not care, but I used to be influenced by their whole fucking game that they play. Fucking piece of shit, dude. Like, I'll fucking kill you, piece of shits. One day you're gonna get killed. I mean, but I do feel that. I still feel that fucking, like, I guess you could call it anger. Uh, you know, I call it contempt. I call it a logical anger, because if you're just angry, then you're just angry. But I call it a logical one because why wouldn't you be fucking mad at these piece of shits, right? And they look at it as, oh, we have all the control, jumping around like a little fucking imp on your shoulder. We got you right where we want you. Like, no, you don't. You just think you do, because you're a fucking retarded ass parasitic piece of shit, pathetic parasitic piece of shit. So, and remember, while y'all watches, y'all gangstalking lizard piece of shit wannabes, that you're gonna be killed, and your masters eat shit. So, I mean, I gotta remind y'all are fucking idiots. So anyway, you know, let's just get back
I've
to
seen
it.
them like move in like not simultaneous, but in an order, right? Like 1, 2, 3, and just so happens like as I look, they go like 1, 2, 3, and carry out some kind of action to
Yep,
trigger like a stimulus, and
it's true.
it's just weird because it's like how did you even know that I'm looking in that direction to act in that way, right?
Yep.
But that's a whole
And they did this shit whenever they know whenever I'm doing something somehow, some way, and they'll fucking react to it, just like he's talking about. Yep, no lie. And they did it one time when I was on. He was like, cause I look. They know they start typing whenever. Okay, let's say I'm on GTA Online, right? I start. I mean, I'm playing my game, right? I look over, and they start typing all this shit like, "Hey, lonely boy," yada yada yada. They're fucking talking to me. They're talking to me directly, and they fucking start talking amongst each other, trying to send me subliminal messages, right? Telling me that they know about all this. Oh, I know this thought. Oh, we remember this thought. You thought about this. Oh, you thought about that. Oh, you thought about this. Sometimes it's right on cue with my thoughts. So what they did was every time I looked over, they would start typing. And then I would stop looking over, and then I looked over, and then they would start typing again. Straight up, man. Straight up.
nother video. And then I mean, I guess like the last
It's
part is
like
just
they
that was
knew, like,
essentially it. I just wanted
it's
one
like I knew that they knew I was looking over at the chat box. Like they knew when I knew that, that I was gonna be like, it's crazy, man. It's like we all know what's going on. Like they want me to be in on this fucking parasitic fucking mindset, man. And like they're trying to convince me that I'm one of them. Oh, we live in your head. We live in your head. Oh, the Illuminati lives in your head. Oh, we live in your walls. Yada yada yada. Shut the fuck up. Like you were not gonna convince me like you did all these dumbasses that I'm one of them, because I'm not going along with it, bro. Like, anyway.
like try to stay positive and use it to your advantage. And like, okay, these people are going to act a certain way towards me. I'm aware of that. Like go out, carry yourself as best as you can, and attempt to do something positive with your life. Right. Two,
You guys heard about all these people going out and fucking doing all these shootings and all that shit. Some of them, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. Some of these people, man, they've been cut off from all their friends and family and everything else, man. They're totally isolated because they got all these people in on this fucking agenda around you. Now you don't have any friends, you don't have no family, you don't have anyone. So now that they got you all isolated and shit, you're gonna feel all depressed and all this shit, right? They've done this to people, targeted individuals, and these targeted individuals have gone out. And I'll have to look up some of this shit too. I've been lazy. I'm not gonna lie, but there was some of these stories that I read on these people lately, actually, that would go out and they would kill people, man. They would kill these people that are stalking them, and then they would claim it as a mass shooting. No lie, no fucking lie, man.
It definitely seems like they just watch everything we do and they just try to play with us. Like we're just rookies of the year, and it's just a game that they carry out, right? And then I just one thing that I did notice that I had a personal experience with was, and I just saw a video of a guy talking about it, but I've noticed that when I'm thinking about something, again hypothetically, it seems like what I'm thinking about gets carried out,
Yep.
right? Which is extremely strange. But I've had multiple experiences where I can pretty much there.
There's a
I've
lot.
noticed things that I would say that bring me to like a hypothetical conclusion that there's a possibility that they have technology or the ability to read our thoughts, right?
It's not
And
hypothetical.
so, just for example, today I noticed there's always like certain triggers around the house, whatever. But then I noticed that as soon as I was going to sleep, um, every time I hit like REM cycle, and I assume that my brain starts to put out
REM.
delta waves,
Yeah.
that they can detect that somehow, and they immediately make a noise just as I'm hitting that REM cycle. They immediately start making noise that pulls me out of that, right?
Fall asleep.
I've even had circumstances where I'm falling asleep and there will be someone like there will be an audible like a voice. Okay, I don't want to make it sound like I'm having hallucinations,
Nah,
but there
you're
will be
not.
a voice, and it's comedic to me, but it's really weird. And they'll be like, "Get up, bitch! Back up! Wake up!" And I'm just like, yeah, okay, what? Like, wait a minute. So that to me, I would equate that to like V2K, like voice to skull technology. And
That's what they say, and they do have that. I'm not gonna lie, they do have that, and they have this whole voice in the air type shit. There was this girl that was like, so you, uh, so one time, I was talking to this girl, and there was this. I have a sister, right? I have a sister, and that's the one that had the gun put up to her head. Uh, I was looking at her profile because sometimes I go to my family's profiles and I'll just look and see what's going on and see what they're up to and shit, right? Doing a little stalking of my own, right? But so I'll go back and I start talking to this girl that's unrelated to my family and everything. We used to go out actually. Her name's Hani. She's beautiful, beautiful girl. Woman, I should say. She's being targeted as well. Um, but yeah, she starts talking about, oh, you have a picture of your sister. You watch your sister. And I'm like, I mean, I can go to her profile because I did that day. I think, yeah. And she starts mentioning it over the phone, and I'm like, you know, you don't have to go along with their shit, And I tell everybody that, And she's like, oh, I'm not. It's okay. I'm okay, and all this other shit. And I'm like, you know, and while we're on the phone, we're talking, right? We get past that, and she seems a little scared, and we start talking about the jab, the fucking shot, the COVID shot, right? And she's like, "Oh, I had it like 3 times already, or 4 times," and I'm like, "Dude, oh my gosh, they're making people do that shit." And this girl's over in Israel, no lie. And this girl's over in Israel, and she's talking to me, and she's telling me all this shit. And this guy she's supposedly with is in like some kind of mental hospital. They use him to send me or send her subliminal messages or clandestine messages, to stop talking to me, basically, because that's what they do. If you do something wrong, they start getting on your ass. It's like some kind of social cue. So this girl, man, Hani, man, she was like getting phone calls from her boyfriend, her supposed boyfriend, right? That these people set her up with, and they know what she likes. They got all her likes down and everything, and they fucking put her with this guy. And then she comes to realize that this guy is one of them. and this guy's being used and everything else, and now she's gonna be used and everything else like he is, and she is, and he was in the mental hospital and starts calling her and was like, oh, they're trying to jab something in my hand, oh my gosh, oh no, help me honey, help me, they're trying to jab something in my hand, yada yada yada. As we get off the phone and she goes to have that conversation with him, she calls me back and she's like, yeah, he's talking about having a jab in his hand, or getting a shot in his hand and all this shit, and I'm like, babe, that's them. That's them trying to send you messages to stop talking to me and all this shit. And I told her, I said, you don't gotta be scared. But she was, and I haven't heard from her since. I'm like, so you're gonna do that dog thing, like, cause there's this other girl, man, that I know that's being stalked here in Las Cruces, man, in America, and she's being stalked too, and she would always mention her dog over and over, over and over, you know, and it's always the dog, man. They want you to be a dog, a good little dog, so they can fucking do with you as they please and type shit. Disgusting fucking parasites. Fucking disgusting, man. Just a straight up maggot to me. But yeah, they want control, man. They want total control, and they're using these icons, subliminal messages, metaphorical messages, all in one. And they're trying to use that, as a psychology game. Just like when they fucking yell at me outside of my tent, they'll fucking be like, hey, 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 hey. It's always the same shit, the same sound, the same way. Anyway, guys, and she would be like, before we got off the phone, before I end this commentary here, before we got off the phone, she would be, both of them, both of the females I know, they would be like, oh, I gotta go, you know, clean my dog's poop up, or I need to go to the veterinarian, take my dog to the veterinarian. Oh, I need to, go give my dog a bath and all this shit. And she was like, oh, I need to go walk my dog or something. I don't remember what she said, man. But she said, oh, I need to go do something with my dog, right? And I'm like, you're gonna go along with this shit? You're gonna let them fucking dog you like that? Like I mean, and she's just like, no, no, it's okay, yada yada, and I'll call, and she was like, oh, I'll call you back, yada yada yada. Never called me back. Happened with both of them too.
Somebody is somewhere with a microphone watching me, and they're just like, "Wake up," or telepathy. I'm not sure, but it's really interesting. But then, so with this experience, I woke up and I started having these racing thoughts, and I'm just like, damn it, they do this all the time. And I just started to predict what was going to happen next, and I was just like, see, it's going to be like people walking around outside making noise for no apparent reason, and then later I'll go outside and it'll be something like an airplane flying overhead, and they just always got to keep me in motion, or like keep these triggers coming, in an attempt to, disgusting, I guess, make me believe some other type of narrative, right? So what was funny was I got up out of the bed because I'm like, okay, I'm obviously not going to be able to sleep, while this is going on. And I look out the window and there's these people walking down the street. One of them has on a red sweater. So I'm just like, okay, all right. So I go outside, and as soon as I get outside, I'm standing on the deck. This plane flies overhead. It's like a little Cessna, and it's flying pretty low. And I'm just like, damn, that's really weird that I was laying in the bed, and I literally just had this thought that these people were going to be outside, and then this plane was going to fly over because. And so I guess that brings me to my question, right? Is this happening because
you can predict
I'm thinking it, and therefore they carry out these actions,
it's not
or
them, but some of
is it happening because it's just that the process is that predictable?
Yeah, they try to use your predictiveness. How some of you are able to predict shit. They're able to take that and hijack it. That's what they want. They want to hijack your ability to predict shit, and they want to twist it on you. They want to make it. They want to use that against you. And they're like, "Oh, we're in control, not you," type shit.
Right? That you've been exposed to it. or
Yeah,
we,
they
we
just
get
want to
exposed to it so
confuse you, man.
often that we sit back and we can like break it down and say, okay, well, this is probably my routine for the day as far as the harassment or whatever goes. And
So see how they confuse you is they use your thoughts instead of your predictiveness. They use your thoughts and they predict your thoughts, and then you know what I mean, and they just turn that all against your predictive mind because you're able to predict shit, right? Well, they take your thoughts, read your thoughts, and act them out, just like
and
you know.
I mean, I assume that would have to be it, right? Is the second option, is because there's no way just because I thought something, you can get a plane in the air and have somebody fly over at that particular moment. Likely, I've been
They're reading your thoughts
conditioned
sometimes.
and like I've been conditioned and
But
stimulated.
sometimes those thoughts are actually a predictive. Like if you get those thoughts out of nowhere, where they're predicting instead of you actually thinking it, like you have thoughts that come like a thought insertion, and then you have your own thoughts. It's think for
So that
yourself.
I would go outside at that moment when the plane was coming over, and that was the whole reason of waking me up and everything, right? And they use that to try to get you to believe in some narrative or just keep you on edge so that later they can carry out the game and put thoughts in your head, right? But yeah, I don't know. That was just interesting to me. So I don't know. I just try to pay attention to things like that. It's just funny. I assume that they give free private pilot lessons. I wish they give me a few, but to have people like fly over your house and stuff like
All
that
the
at
time.
specific times,
All
which
the
is not
fucking
difficult to do,
time.
right? You get a school involved.
They fly over my camp all the time, but I don't go out to fucking record them like I used to. Sometimes I do, but they fly over me all the fucking time. They used to hover right there at where I'm at. And I'll be on my bike, they'll hover and they'll follow me in the helicopter. I'm not lying. Not lying. And there was some one time there was a helicopter that was all grayed out, like digital camo, fucking everything, right? All digitaled out and everything, and fucking army looking and shit, Black Hawk Down type shit, right? This fucking dude flew 10 feet above me. It had to have been about 10 feet, man. He was right there. And then they had these piece of shits going along the river, and they were fucking trying to start a fight with me. They're trying to send me messages. Stop fighting us. Stop fighting us. Stop. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Trying to fucking intimidate me, trying to turn shit against me, trying to turn my own emotions against me, my fear, trying to use all that shit against me, man. Trying to manipulate me, control me. They've done this shit to me. They've done this
Pay them
shit
two
to
hundred
me,
bucks a
man.
flight or
It's
something.
psychological
Boom, there you go. You
shit,
got your
man.
pilot flying over whoever's house you want,
That's how they
right?
keep their secrets.
Um, but yeah,
Because
I
they
mean
play
that's
along
it.
with the
So
psychological
if you got
shit.
any comments, definitely drop some below and just let me know like what your experience is. Do you notice that when you think about something, does it happen? And if so, does it happen often enough that you can predict it's going to happen and you feel like that's the reason? Or do you feel like the reason it's happening is because they're listening to your thoughts and then trying to create this reality around you? So thanks for watching.
Yep. Excuse me. But yeah, anyway, guys, I just wanted to put this video out there because they wouldn't let me share his shit. So we're gonna fucking do a video. Anyway, hope y'all liked it. Hope y'all gained something from this, and always think for yourself.